Hi, Jim and Lynda here. We are a husband and wife real estate team in Horizon, West Florida.
That's right, and we know that a lot of people are thinking about moving to Florida right now. And today we wanted to share some of at least my pet peeves of living in one of the master communities that you're going to find all over Central Florida, all over Horizon West. Lynda likes to put a positive spin on it.
I like to say things I wish I knew. Things I wish I knew before moving into this development so I could compare it to other areas.
If you are considering your move to Florida, we've put together a little quiz.
So it'll be right there for you in the comments about the video. So it'll make it easy for you. 1, 2, 3.
So we're going to take a short walk in our neighborhood just to point out a couple things that maybe they bother you or maybe they don't bother you. They bother me, but maybe they don't bother Lynda.
Things I wish I knew.
Things that we wish we knew. So the first thing is we are in our alleyway. In this community, there are detached garages. And the detached garages, the houses front on a different street, and the garages enter onto an alleyway.
And not all of the houses are like that. So it's something to be aware of if you're moving, and you're looking around in the community. It's something that I wish I knew.
And not all of the communities have detached garages.
It's not just a matter of, is your garage detached or attached to the house and will that be convenient? It's more about, how will this road be to drive down?
When you put two cars in a driveway,
they don't really fit.
They kind of stick over. Right behind me, there's 2 SUVs. So one of the frustrations for me is that the driveways are short and narrow.
Imagine pulling out of this driveway here when you have those cars there.
Because you can't make a full K turn.
Right.
You gotta make multiple K turns
and we have young drivers. So if you have young drivers, you definitely I wish I knew this.
The alleyway is also not very wide, so there's not a lot of room to back up. We've got 2 cars, 2 vehicles. They are literally right next to each other. And so sometimes our teenagers or our 20-somethings park in a way that the other one doesn't really fit. So you got to be kind of precise. A lot of these vehicles are backed in.
You'll notice as we're walking, most of them are backed in.
But if you have to back into a tight spot,
it's tough.
If you take a look at this truck,
hard to fit.
It's all the way against the garage, and yet the front of it is sticking into the alleyway. Imagine trying to get 2 cars, one going in each direction on this alleyway.
I have hit our garage a couple times.
By backing
in.
By backing into it.
You want to make sure your car fits.
Yeah. So if we spin a little bit, this is a more main street. And some of these homes, they have the garage in the front. It's attached, it's not detached.
They can park in the front of their home. They can pull into their driveway a little easier. And that's just something I wish I knew before I moved.
And maybe you can fit more than 2 cars. Because if you have more than 2 drivers in your family, then it makes it a little bit difficult. Where are you going to park everybody?
Correct. So things we wish we knew.
Things we wish you knew. We're actually on a walk out to get the mail.
Which a lot of places have. A lot of these communities, the mail does not come. I mean, we came from Jersey. Our mailbox was at the end of our driveway.
In front of the house, right?
In front of our house. And so, that's where it was delivered to us. But most of these communities have mail centers, mailboxes, little lockers that you have your mail in. And, so the postal worker comes and delivers the mail, and you walk to your mailbox locker to pick it up.
And sometimes they get it accurately.
And sometimes they don't.
And sometimes they don't. So sometimes you get your mail in someone else's box and someone else's mail in your box.
And sometimes your packages might not fit in your little locker. And then you need to have another key to get it from the bigger locker. Again, this is something I wish I knew. Not all communities have it. Is it the make or break of your home choice? Maybe, maybe not.
These are the mail lockers.
Right behind us.
And there's a couple different stations of these for the whole community because obviously I think there's 600 homes in Story Grove, so you can't fit everybody into one location.
You can see this is beautiful. We have a nice wide sidewalk that we're walking on. There's a little play area if you scroll behind us.
We have a nice park little thing.
This is all kids will play ball out here, and it's really fun.
So that's nice.
Very welcoming and great, but kind of wish I knew that the road that the mailbox is on will be a busier road because everybody needs to collect their mail. And you might not want to have to drive for your mail. Okay, so you'll get a number, you'll get assigned a number, and you will just pick up your mail, but you can see it's very little. It's a little. So once in a while, you'll obviously have a package that's bigger, and they will put one of these keys inside your mailbox, and that will tell you that you need to come here to pick up your mail. These are like one-time use, so once you use it and lock it, you can't get back in. Okay, let's take a look.
Yeah, it's not terrible that you have to come walk to a centralized mail spot. I'm sure it makes it a lot easier for the mailman, the postal worker. You can see it's a little stuffed. Sometimes, if we're being real, I'll see the postal worker out here and they have multiple of mail bins. They have like 10 of them, and they have them out on the sidewalk. They pull them out of the truck, and then they have to open up the fronts of all of these, and then the mail bins stay on the sidewalk. So I've seen it rain. Some of the mail gets a little wet sometimes.
We actually don't have a key today.
We don't have a key today. But
we just got our packages stuffed into the little. So again, things I wish I knew that, you might need to be aware of that. Sometimes I've had things stuffed that should not have been stuffed.
My final thing that I wanted to share about here today, one thing you can see is that there's really no side yard. Right, there's maybe 10 feet in between each house, maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Is that a pet peeve for you?
Well, maybe it's not a pet peeve, but it's definitely different than what we're used to. In New Jersey, there's setbacks, right? And unless you're in a really urban, densely populated area, most of our houses that we've ever lived in had like a full yard.
Yeah.
And so these are more like very close community. It's not terrible. It's not bad.
No, and one of the things that drew me to this area and outweighed my pet peeve was the fact that I love the sense of community in these circles. So everybody's house is facing that green, grassy space, and so it's just really nice. You can see families come, people get together, moms will come and let their kids play on the playground. It's personal preference. This was appealing to me, and so it didn't seem so bad that my driveway was small.
But so it's just different, right? It doesn't
different.
necessarily mean it's bad, but it's something to get used to, because if you're used to yards and lots of space,
it's just something you wish you knew.
It's something you wish you knew.
Thought about.
Because these are planned communities and they're built by a single builder, they tend to have the same look. Maybe a little cookie cutter, not a lot of variety. There's different paint colors, but the paint colors have to be within a certain family of colors, and they're usually need approval of the HOA.
You can have a fence, but it has to be a certain kind. To me, it weighed out because, again, of the location, the proximity to Disney. There was so much that appealed to me in the area that I thought was a non-negotiable became a negotiable. And we have had so many people that say, we don't want those cookie cutter neighborhoods. But then when you realize the comforts
they're very
that
nice.
come with it.
And you know what? They've really mastered the design, so you're not getting a hodgepodge looking neighborhood.
True.
I mean, sometimes you could drive around in different places and, you have like a little cape next to a huge Victorian, and next door to like a ranch or a raised ranch.
Yeah.
And so there's no rhyme or reason to the neighborhood. But here it's been all very planned out. The color schemes are pleasing, right? Like, they're nice. It's soft. They're soft colors. They look good. We've been in neighborhoods, right, where there's like that purple house, or there's that pink or yellow house.
You don't have to worry about the person that's going to overly
no one's going to be able to overdo it.
Yeah.
It's going to stay within a certain color palette, and it looks nice.
There's no eyesores.
There's no eyesores. Of course, in this community, it's only about 4 years old, so the landscaping is not super grown or mature yet, but it will. And a lot of these areas are common areas, so not a pet peeve, but if you really want to express your personality through your landscaping, probably not going to happen that much.
No.
Which is maybe a good thing also.
That is something that you look into. You understand the homeowners association and understand. We have had people that was really important to them to be able to have the creativity in expressing their personality through
holiday
how they decorate their
decorations
homes,
and all that
and
kind of thing.
they found the perfect homes. It's out there, but there are some things you just wish you knew.
Some things you wish you knew. Lynda has a good way of putting it. If you are still considering your move to Florida and you're maybe overwhelmed and trying to figure out where exactly would be a great place, we've put together a little quiz.
So it'll be right there for you in the comments about the video. So it'll make it easy for you. 1, 2, 3, click on that questionnaire link and you will be one step closer to finding your dream home.
Yeah, you'll find a great place. We'll help you narrow down your areas of choice and we'll help you find that perfect home. So we hope that you've enjoyed some of this information. We hope it's helpful. If you have any pet peeves, leave them in the comments for us about searching in different areas. But otherwise, it's been great. Hope to meet you soon.
Thanks for watching.